So I guess you can see what my problem
That's
is.
not original.
No,
A screwdriver.
No, it's not.
What's going on?
Over the last few weeks, the toilet's got a little wobbly, so I did a little short-term fix to help it out.
Did that fix it?
No.
Anytime I think about a toilet wobble, I think about the attachment method, the 2 bolts and the wax seal underneath it.
Yeah, I thought it was the wax seal too, so I took it off and replaced it, and it's actually gotten worse.
Gotten worse. Okay. I think it's time to dive in. All right, there's a cold water shut off right here that I'm going to turn off. Okay, that's off. And now I'm going to flush to get some of the water out. Jack, why don't you run down to the truck, and at the back I've got a bucket of tools.
Sure.
We'll get the rest of the water out. Okay, so we've got all the water out of the bowl and the tank. But before I pull it, I just want to show you one thing right here. Do you see this level? I mean, you can tell by your eye, but look how far it's off. Yeah. So this whole floor is settled. Now, a toilet can operate not being exactly level. It just doesn't look right. It's completely wrong. And being crooked is not what causes this wobble problem. All right, so now I'm going to pull the toilet. I've broken the water connections, and there's 2 bolts, 2 closet bolts that connected to the flange. I'm going to loosen them here. I'm not going to loosen. Look at this. The nut is completely driven down so far that the washer is completely mangled down inside. So there's really no purchase on the top of this china. So if I wiggle it, see the bolt goes up and down inside. So I think that's our culprit. But we've gone this far. Let's pull everything, be sure everything's good underneath. Okay, there's the right side. Let's get the left. Okay, both nuts are off. Just move that bucket. I'm going to put the toilet right there. Straight up. All right, so there's the wax seal. It doesn't look too bad, but I got to take it out of there so we can do a little inspection on the flange below. The closet flange is the most important part of this connection. All right, so with the wax seal gone, you can see our closet flange. It actually looks pretty good. It's a metal ring. A lot of times we find them broken. This isn't. And it's properly secured to the floor. You see all-weather screws right here, right here, right here, right here. So the issue is not that we're not secure to the floor. That's perfect. The fact is that the floor is gone south on us. Look at how far it's gone. You know, just like we saw up on top, you know, it's like a ½ an inch there at one point. So I'm not going to be able to bring this floor up, but what I want to do before I leave is to provide shims underneath this toilet that make the toilet sit flush and fill this gap all the way around, okay? All right, it's time to rebuild. Now you need a set of these closet bolts. It comes with a nice little lock washer that's really handy. And what you do is you push it almost all the way down, and now you see there's a keyway right here, and it goes in and slides to the center point. And that lock washer holds it so it doesn't fall down through the floor and keeps it upright. Now here's another one. Okay. Okay, so there is our 2 bolts. Now for the wax ring, I'm going to use something a little different. This foam gasket. It's a little more forgiving. You know, when you put a wax ring on, if it deforms or you tip on it, the wax doesn't bounce back. This thing does. So it goes here. There's a little horn. Okay, we're ready for the toilet. Okay, just guide me onto the bolts there.
Okay, a little further.
Very good. All right, so look at this thing rock. This is how far this floor's out. So I can't even start thinking about tightening up these bolts until I shim. Now they make these cool shims, you know, just like the shape of a shingle, but they're plastic and they have ribs. So now if I put them together in opposing directions, the ribs will lock in so I can have any different height I need. I don't know, I'm probably going to need 2 or 3 of them in the back here. I don't think I've ever seen a floor this far out. Another shim.
There you go.
Just grab that level and pop it on the top there. Not bad at all.
Well, it looks much better.
All right, so now it's time to re-secure. So it's going to start with the one thing that you actually didn't have before, and that's this white base cap right here for the toilet cap. And you think it's just cosmetic, but it isn't. What it does is it takes the washer, and the force that that washer is going to exert pushing down transfers to this plastic and makes a nice surface to go against the china. You didn't have it before, and that's why the nut deformed that washer. Next is a 1/2 inch nut. And now we're going to tighten that down. And what we're going to do is actually do both sides, keep on snug it up, and as we drive this thing down against the shims, we'll also compress that gasket and make a tight seal. Okay. You don't want to over tighten either side too much either. So you can see these closet bolts run long, so it doesn't allow you to put the caps on. So you have to cut it with a little mini hacksaw blade. It's a soft brass, so it generally cuts pretty easy. You can hear it when it's getting close. Okay, we'll clear that out. Perfect. All right, so water is back on. You're back in business. What do you think, my friend?
Looks great, Richard.
Secure.
Doesn't move.
And that toilet's not going anywhere. We've got a really solid connection. The flange is in fine shape. We've got a good seal. The bolts are fine. We've got shims all the way around. And really, the only thing I don't like about this is that the shims are exposed there. So some people might put caulking or putty just to cover it up. But that's just a cosmetic issue. It's not going to leak. All right? You're in business.
All right, thank you very much, Richard. It looks
right,
great.
My friend. You can put this back wherever it came from.
Thank you very much.
See you, man.
Oh, yeah, that's nice of you. Just stick it to him with a screwdriver.
He was
huh?
a good sport.
No, he seemed like he was.
And he tried, you know, but the common error is not having all the parts and pieces you need. Anytime you reconnect into a flange, you need to have the bolt and all this hardware. There's 6 pieces. And what he was missing was these 2 pieces, the base and the toilet bolt cap. And because of it, look at how much it bent. This is the actual unit. It went right down inside the hole of the toilet.
And you could imagine a couple 100 pounds moving back and forth, it would bend that easily.
Right. Yeah, because it's just soft brass, even though it's chrome plated.
Right.
And there's a right and a wrong way on these bolt caps. Most people see these and say, oh, look at the little ridge right here. Maybe it goes this way because the cap would fit on top of it. And it's not. You can see it says this side up, and it has a little ability to now clip in when you push down on it.
Easy to miss that. You know, I was not happy with the gap that you weren't happy with either.
Right.
And I'm thinking to myself, that just can't stand.
Right. Well, there were other repairs we could have done. It was a much bigger job. One is to open up, to take the toilet off, open the floor, sister the joist, raise it, put the floors back down.
$1,000 right there,
Right.
easy.
Or to cut a base material underneath the toilet.
Yeah, that's what I was
That was
thinking.
made out of PVC or some man-made substrate, and then but you'd have to cut it and cant it and stuff like that. Neither one were easy. This would at least give them a functional toilet that won't leak.
Right, good. All right, well, good information, and you got him a screwdriver back. Nice of you.